I don't want to be someone that quits things just because it's hard at the beginning. I have all these hobbies I want to do. There's so much I want to do and I feel like I don't have time. Let's bring back Christmas lists for adults. Okay, my market is Friday and today is Wednesday. Tomorrow I'm working, then I have a choir rehearsal, so I am booked all day. I don't think I'll have any time to crochet, and then Friday I also have work before the market, so today is really the only day I can. I have been wanting to crochet the past few days, but one day I basically fell asleep as soon as I got home. I was so exhausted. And then the next day I had to run errands, so it's just been kind of chaotic. I haven't had a lot of free time, but I'm going to give you a list of all the things I want to make. So today is November 5th. I know Thanksgiving hasn't happened yet, but people are starting to buy their Christmas presents. Also, Christmas decor. So I want to make at least one snowman. Honestly, it'll probably be only one snowman with all the things I want to make. I want to make 1 or 2 mushrooms, 1 or 2 elephants, some whales. I don't know how many I have left. I'll probably make 5 of them. I think the whales I'm gonna save for last because they're the fastest to make. So if I need to, I can just make them at the market. I want to make some frogs. So maybe 5 frogs, 5 axolotls, and some chickens. So I think I have 2 chickens left. I don't remember if they're white or speckled. I'll have to look. But depending on what color those are, I might make another white one. And then I also want to make a black one and then a brown one and possibly one in this color. I don't know if I have enough left. I want to make one in this color for sure. I originally bought those to make cats, but I have 3 cats now and they haven't sold. So I have enough for that. Yeah, let me go check my inventory really quick and then I'll see what I need to make. Okay, I have a white chicken and a speckled chicken. I forgot to look for the whales. They're probably buried very deeply, but I don't think I can have too many whales. They sell pretty well. So I have a white chicken and a speckled chicken, so I don't think I'm gonna make a white one for now. I'm gonna start with the brown and possibly this butterscotch color. Yeah, I'll do that first. I have been saying how much I don't like the blanket yarn for Yarn Bee. I think it was Baby Bee, but I love the acrylic yarn from them. But I tried out this, I think it's called Cozy Occasion. I guess that's what it's called. And I like it. I reviewed it in my last video and it's comparable to Bernat. It feels squishier. I don't know if that makes sense. I didn't do like a price breakdown like I did with my yarn review with, what was it? Demi Pearl from Michael's Loops and Threads. But yeah, if you shop at Hobby Lobby and are looking for something similar to Bernat, this is a good alternative. Just, I don't recommend their Baby Bee yarn for the blanket yarn because it falls apart and is scraggly. But this is good, and pretty much all of their acrylic yarn I've tried is good.
Unfortunately, being better at something does make you enjoy it a little bit more. That's just such good news and I wanted to share it with you.
I'm getting a little sad and frustrated because there's so much I want to do and I feel like I don't have time because I work in the morning and then I get home and I don't want to do anything because I just worked all day. And I have 2 YouTube channels now, which might have been a mistake, but it is what it is and I don't want to stop. So I have 2 YouTube channels. I have all these hobbies I want to do. Crocheting, of course, but right now I'm crocheting for markets and I want to start crocheting for myself and make blankets and sweaters and hats and all this stuff. But if I'm making stuff for markets, I don't have time. Like, I don't have time to do both. I have to pick one. And then I also want to make Christmas presents. So there's just so much I have to do. My next market, like I said, is Friday. Then I have one next weekend. And then I don't have another market until December 6th after that. And that's my last market that I've signed up for the year. I only have 3 more markets scheduled for the rest of the year. And I guess I could wait until my markets are over to start doing that stuff, but I know the projects I'm wanting to do are going to take a long time because sweaters and blankets are not fast to make. I also want to learn how to knit. I specifically want to knit myself a sweater. I want like a chunky knit sweater. I haven't knit anything since I was probably 12 years old, and I definitely caught on to crocheting better than knitting. So I am kind of, I guess, weary of starting my first project to be something I wear because if there's missing stitches and things, any mistakes, it's very obvious, but I guess that's fine because it's homemade and that makes it unique and shows that it was human work. And I'm trying to be less of a perfectionist, but I usually catch on pretty quick to crafts and anything that you make with your hands. So I think it will be fine. I'm just trying to not have the highest standards for myself because I can get very bored of something if I don't learn it as fast as I want to. And I've learned that I give up on things too fast, and if I would have just kept going for a little bit longer, I'd probably actually enjoy it. And I don't want to be someone that quits things just because it's hard or because it's not fun at the beginning. I also just watched someone make sourdough bread and I was like, that looks so fun. Yeah, I know it takes a lot of patience, but I would like to make my own bread, and once you make sourdough, that opens an endless door of possibilities of recipes. But I don't have the time right now. So I'm hoping my winter job that hopefully I'll have in a few months, I'm hoping I'll have more time when I do that, because last year they put me on the night shift. I actually enjoyed that because I had all day to do whatever I wanted to do. And then I felt more energized going into work because I was like fulfilled with all of my creativity I had done. And it wasn't like an 8-hour shift, it was a 4-hour shift. But the pay was slightly better, so it kind of evened out, which is nice. But I checked that for my availability that I can work day or night shift, because it would be nice to have some money saved up for when we move and we're putting together our new house and all of that stuff. So whatever God wants me to do is gonna happen. I'll make it work with whichever one, but I think ideally I'd want to do the night shift so I can have all day to create. And yeah, I get tired at night, but the kind of work that I'm doing, it's more of like a mental tired. It's more mental work, but it's not super hard. Especially if I get to be a supervisor again, I get more variety in my work, so I also won't be as bored. I'm constantly like checking in on people and doing different things, so hopefully I get to do that again. Hopefully they'll have me as a supervisor on the night shift. That would be perfect. Unless what God has for me is better, then that would be perfect, because he knows it's not what the plans he has have eternal benefits to them. It's not just temporary. So if my ideal plan is to work the night shift so that in the days I can have more free time, well, that seems great to me. But what if God wanted me to work the day shift so that I could save up money so that later on it could have even better benefits? That's why you gotta have an open mind with stuff and not just try to plan out everything in your life, because That's my tendency, is to just plan everything out, and then I get so disappointed and so stressed out when things don't happen. So I'm gradually shifting away from that mindset, and I definitely have improved. I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but I guess someone needed to hear it. Maybe I just needed to hear it. I feel like YouTube is like my therapy because it's a digital like video diary. I am someone who likes to write down my thoughts and stuff, but processing verbally also helps a lot. But I do want to encourage you to find a way to process your things externally instead of just thinking about them in your head, because it definitely helps relieve some of that stress and helps to think through and process and even find solutions to things. And sometimes my mindset even changes because I think of other perspectives. So that's a nice thing about writing or speaking. I think that's why therapy helps people, is because they have someone to guide them through that external processing. I don't go to therapy. I'm sure it would benefit me a lot, but even just talking out loud to God, to the camera, or writing in my journal helps me a lot. There are definitely points in my life where I probably should have gone to therapy, but right now I don't think I need that. And this is the portion of the video where they would go into the sponsorship, but I'm not sponsored, so I've never been to therapy. It did kind of seem like that though, didn't it? And I was just gonna be like, this video is sponsored by blah blah blah. There's no sponsor. I've never been sponsored, but that'd be nice if I could get a sponsor one day. It's just that I feel like, what if I'm too honest that everything has pros and cons and nothing is like the perfect sponsorship, because there's always going to be something negative and the brand's not going to want to sponsor me because I say something negative. If I'm meant to be sponsored, there will be the right product or whatever. Like I was thinking about how I was talking about Yarn Beat earlier when I said that one specific type of yarn that they make I don't like, but I like all the other ones. I was thinking, oh, there goes a potential sponsorship. But it's okay. If I do a sponsor, y'all will know I like it because I'm not one to lie for approval. I have been one to mask, which I guess is a type of lying because it's dishonesty, but I didn't realize I was doing it. It was more of withholding things because I was scared people would judge me. But I've also been one to overshare. So finding that balance is kind of difficult sometimes. Learning what is acceptable to share. And usually I know what is acceptable to share, but I'm not really paying attention to that. I just get nervous and blurt stuff out. Ooh, another thing I do want to do is Vlogmas. I think I've done every year since 2018, maybe 2017. I might have skipped one year. I've never finished a Vlogmas, and I'm going to see how much I can do this year. No promises of finishing it, but I do like it. I don't like daily vlogging normally, but when it's Christmas related, then I like it. But the thing is, I don't know how much Christmassy stuff I'm gonna do. So I tried to plan out what I'm gonna do, and one year I did get like the perfect plan and then I ended up not following through with it. So what I think I'm gonna do is do some Christmas covers to, I guess, buffer where I need extra videos. And I could also bring in my other channel and kind of do like a collaborative Vlogmas. But I don't really know what on my bunny channel I would do for Vlogmas unless I did like a video on what to get a bunny owner for Christmas. That's the only thing I could think of. So maybe I'll do that. I'm thinking of a lot of video ideas for like gift giving, like what to give a crocheter for Christmas, what to give a bunny owner for Christmas, what to give a Bible nerd for Christmas. I've just been making different lists because I am all of those things, and I think that could be helpful. Everyone has different interests and stuff, but it is hard to get creative with those lists because it's like, oh, the obvious answer would be get someone a crochet hook, get someone yarn. But actually, I would not recommend that, for me at least, because if you're the type of person that doesn't want to be gifted just random stuff that's kind of particular about things, then they might not like it, because crochet can be so specific that if you get me yarn and a hook, it might not be the right size. If you got me like, what is it, sock yarn, like 2-ply, I don't know. If you got me super small acrylic yarn, it might not work for me because I make amigurumi mostly, which I am wanting to transition back into acrylic because I love the detail with that. Or even just a different brand, it could be difficult. Like, my family got me yarn for my birthday, which I appreciated, and I used a lot of it, but my dad got me this really huge blanket yarn, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get creative with how to use this because I don't usually use that big of yarn, and it was only one skein, so I was like, oh, maybe I can make like a little, or not a little, a big octopus. But he gave me other yarn that I used, like the camo yarn that I used for the goblin. He gave me that one. So you just gotta be careful, and if you know that the person you're giving gifts to is particular about things, don't be afraid to ask them, because you might be thinking, oh, I don't want to ruin the surprise, but maybe they don't like being surprised. Or maybe they do like being surprised, but they don't want to get something they're not going to use. So the best thing to do is have them give you a list and like rank how much they want each thing. That way they don't know what they're getting, but they know they're getting something on that list. So that's something I always appreciated, is that my parents asked me for a list and had me rank it. So I had an idea of what I could get, which I feel like is kind of common. Let's bring back Christmas lists for adults because it's really helpful. I'm comparing the size for this. Okay. Let me know if you have any ideas for what to do for Vlogmas, because I've been wanting to do festive things and we just haven't. Like, even for the fall, I wanted to go to a peach orchard, and then the weather suddenly dropped and it's probably too cold for that now. Maybe it is. I don't really know. I'm gonna have to look that up because we're in Georgia. They're the peach state. So how can we live in Georgia and not go pick some peaches? Well, they have apples too, but I specifically want peaches. Peaches are one of my favorite fruits. I'm going off on so many random tangents, but anyway, let me know what I should do. If it should be crafty related, music related, lifestyle related, like day in the life, or all of the above. It'll probably be all of the above, honestly, because I'm trying to figure out what to do with this channel. Like I said, I have so many interests that I've been considering splitting up the channels, but actually for now, I think it's a good idea to keep them, because in January, there's not going to be any crochet markets, probably. There might be, but we're in peak market season right now. So what am I going to do if I make another channel? I'm just going to switch to posting on that other channel during the slow market seasons and not posting on this one. So it wouldn't make sense to do that. It would make sense to just transition and post a variety of content. Because what I'm learning is that people watch other people for them and not necessarily for the kind of content they make. I mean, yeah, there's some people I watch for certain content, but most of the people I watch is just because I like their personality, and even if they were to change their content up, then I would probably still follow them. And my content, it's different, but it's not so drastic that you'd be like, oh my gosh, I don't want to subscribe to her anymore. I mean, with my Bible videos, yeah, which is why I was wanting to do a podcast. But I make a lot of crafty content and creative content, so like crocheting, music, even Ren Fairs has a creative element to it. The biblical content I sprinkle in every once in a while when I have God put something on my heart. But this isn't, I wouldn't say this is just a like Bible channel. I feel like I'd run out of ideas. I wouldn't have enough content to make a separate Bible channel. So that's kind of my dilemma with trying to decide if I want to make different channels, because I don't think I'd have enough content if I did decide to make a different channel. So it just makes sense to keep them all on one. And right now, the theme, the niche, is crochet and amigurumi, and there will be a lot of different niches on this channel that will kind of, I guess, ebb and flow during different times in my life. But hopefully most of you are here for me and my personality and not just for the crochet, although I don't see crochet going anywhere anytime soon. And it has really helped when people have told me that they found me through my Christian content, or they found me through crochet and was like, wow, I didn't know you also wrote Christian music, worship songs. Obviously there's these people that are just haters that probably aren't even subscribed, and when I do start posting more Christian content, I do notice some people unsubscribe, but that's just narrowing down my community and strengthening my community of my people. So not everyone's gonna like you, and it doesn't matter how many people are subscribed to me, as long as I'm putting out content that, first of all, I enjoy making, because YouTube always started out as something just for fun and to document my memories. And then when I started caring about other people's opinions, then it started to be less fun and less genuine. The first example I can think of is what my first video ever was, how to make feather earrings, and I deleted it before I even posted it, and I don't have that anywhere. And I think that would have been such a fun video, but I guess I let people's opinions get to me before they even happened. I didn't even give it a chance for it to do good or bad. I just cut it off before it even had a chance, because of my fear of people. So that makes me sad that I don't have that video anymore. But, you know, something I'm trying to consider and grow on going forward is doing things really for me, and then whoever wants to stick around, they can. And I mean, yeah, also to glorify God, but you know, God gave me these gifts and stuff, and even just like making this stuff glorifies him, and sharing it with other people also glorifies him, because God is creative and he gave me creative abilities, and so God is automatically glorified because I'm reflecting him through my creations. That went deeper than I intended, but I'm done with the body. This looks like chocolate. The color is espresso, but this looks like a chocolate chicken. Ooh, that would be perfect for Easter, to make like chocolate bunnies or something. Hopefully I don't run out of stuffing. I think I might. So I guess I need to limit it to 2 chickens. They're fast to make, but chickens take up so much stuffing. See that? It's gonna be so much. I'm thinking that stuffing this right now might not be a good idea. So I'm going to wait until I make my other stuff, like my mushroom. Actually, I'm gonna stuff this one chicken. I thought the gauge was gonna be too big, so I went down in hook size for the top, and now it's seeming too short, like width-wise, and too tall height-wise. Well, chickens are all different shapes and sizes, so I guess it'll be fine. Oh, before I sew it up all the way, I should put the eyes on. I'll do that in a second, I guess. I'm suddenly tired now. I'm tired and I probably need a snack, but I don't got any more snacks left. This is the chicken so far. I don't feel like getting up to get all the eyes in the glue gun and other things for the embellishments, embroidery, whatever. So I'm gonna move on to a mushroom. The mushroom I made for my last market. I made it, I think, the day before my market and it sold it. So hopefully that happens again and everything I make for this market sells. That'd be nice. So here is that same brand, Cozy Occasion. It's pretty soft. I'm tired. I could go to Walmart and buy a snack, but I don't feel like it. I definitely need to get the rabbits some more lettuce too, but Hayden said he would take me when he gets home, so that could be another 3.5 to 4 hours. So I don't know how long that's gonna be, but I do want a snack. And realizing that's another 3.5 to 4 hours. Oh, he said he might get home early today. Then we could get a snack together. Okay, we'll see. But yeah, starting on the mushroom pop. I'm watching Refined Vibes on YouTube. I was watching Rachel Catherine when I was making the chicken. I haven't watched her videos in a while, but I do like watching them during the holidays because they're just very cozy. She's the one that was making sourdough. And I started thinking, maybe I want to make sourdough. But I'm trying not to get so many hobbies started before I move because I know that we're gonna, more than likely, unless the Lord has different plans, but it's very likely that we're going to move in April. So we're trying not to buy anything unless it's an absolute necessity so that we have less stuff to move. And I think we're doing a pretty good job. Like this couch is a foldable, like double foldable chair. Our desks are foldable too. Okay, let's pull up this pattern. I'm also excited because I'm going to my first quinceañera this month, the weekend of Thanksgiving, and my cousin is turning 15 and we're going to San Antonio, which is 16 hour drive away for us, but we might have to stop in Memphis on the way to pick up the truck. I don't know if I'll vlog that. I'll vlog at least getting ready for it. I think that would be fun. But the dilemma is I don't have my fancy dresses with me. They're all at my mom's house, so maybe I could pick up one when we go to Memphis. I have maybe 1 or 2 dresses that might work, so I might just see if I have something that I can use. But I was wanting to wear one of my prom dresses from high school if it'll still fit. I think it would still fit, but it would probably be a little bit snug. The dress code is semi-formal, so it's, I don't know. Dress codes always confuse me. I don't know what to wear. More so, I don't know what Hayden needs to wear. Does he need to wear khakis? Does he need to wear like a suit? Or just like suit pants and a shirt? I think it would be fine if he just wore khakis because his suit is also at my mom's house. The only suit he owns, actually has 2 of them. One of them is from our wedding and one of them is from our friend's wedding because we forgot to bring our clothes with us. So we had to buy completely new clothes. And he got his suit from this very interesting store. but it was like tailored to him, and the man that was like fitting him was very peculiar, but it it was funny. And I ended up getting my dress from Forever 21. Do they still exist? Has Forever 21 closed down yet? I feel like there's a lot of nostalgic stores that have been closing down. I didn't shop at Forever 21 a lot growing up, but it was just always there, you know. Have you gone to a mall recently though? Because the last time I went to a mall, I don't know when it was, but it was starting to look bare. Like all the stores were closing down. Are malls gonna be a rare thing now? That's really sad. We stopped going to the mall very often where I grew up in Memphis. Well, I didn't grow up in Memphis, but there was a mall in Memphis that we'd go to a lot. But we stopped going there because it started to get not safe anymore. Yeah, that's sad. Here is the mushroom. It's done. I'm glad I decided to use a smaller hook because or maybe it was just because I was using smaller yarn last time, but it was very wobbly. Let me show you. See, it's just, it doesn't stay. It's still cute, but I like how this is. It's more poppable. This one is $20. I think I may up this one to $25 because the yarn and it just looks better. I don't know if I'll make anything else today, but I need to make the eyes. I have 3 pairs of eyes that I could just bring because I don't know if anyone's actually gonna buy the eyes. She did promote that I have safety eyes, so I might just bring those 3 and see how it goes. I don't know if it's too early. I don't think it's too early to make a snowman because I see Christmas decorations everywhere. So I may make a snowman today after church if I'm not too tired. And those will be my 3 big projects of the week: the chicken, the mushroom, and the snowman. Once I'm done with the big projects, I'll go into the small projects, even though I should have done that in reverse order, but I'm trying to do things that are fun to me, and little projects do not sound fun to me. I'm just ready for market season to be done and I can focus on the projects that I want to do. You might just be like, okay, Haley, why don't you just make the projects you want to make? Because the projects I want to make are not plushies, and the markets that I have been accepted to, I told them I was bringing plushies. So I can't bring wearables because that's a different product than I promised. I mean, maybe if I brought like 1 or 2 along with the plushies, that could be fine. Maybe I could try doing hats. That actually might be a good idea because I have a lot of acrylic yarn that needs to be used up. So I could make some hats. I feel like hats wouldn't take that long and would use a lot of yarn. But it's like size 3, size 4, size 4. So that might take actually a little bit of time, a little bit more time than I want to do. I don't know, I'll have to look. I ate a snack. Don't look at the dishes. Don't look at them. They're actually not terrible. I want a little drink. So I'm gonna make some chocolate milk. I'm not a huge fan of chocolate milk, but this is basically a hot chocolate recipe, just cold. Which sounds kind of gross, but I've gotten used to it. Actually, I can make hot chocolate now because it's cold. Yeah, let's just make hot chocolate. This is my favorite mug. It has little eggs on it. I had cocoa powder, unsweetened, from some no-bake cookies that I was making. And so I tried the hot chocolate recipe on it, and ever since I've just been making that. So in the summer, when it was starting to get warmer, I just made it chocolate milk. But think I've been simplifying the recipe. It calls for sugar, milk, salt, vanilla extract, and hot chocolate. But I've just been using cocoa powder, water, milk, and honey instead of sugar. And no vanilla extract because I don't have any of that. I put some honey in, enough to cover half of the bottom of the cup. Then I'll do like a splash of water, microwave that for 30 seconds just so it'll mix. Then add a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of the cocoa. Fill up the rest with milk, and of course mix after every step. But that's what I've been doing for the chocolate milk. So for the hot chocolate, I'm just gonna go straight in with milk because hot chocolate with water is nasty. That's why I don't buy the little hot chocolate pods for the Keurig, because I just don't like it. I guess I'll do about 3/4 of the way because I don't want that much right now, or about half, I don't know. Something in that range. I forgot the honey. I guess it doesn't matter since it's all gonna be microwaved. I know microwaves aren't the best, but I'm still healthy, so. Okay, I'm running low on cocoa powder, but I'm gonna do maybe 2, because I have these little like teaspoons, so I'm gonna do 2 of these. Well, one and a half. Yeah, that'll be good. I'll mix that, which this isn't gonna mix very well. Oh, I should have added this last. Whoopsies. Because this isn't gonna mix now. I should have done milk first and then honey. Whatever. You know, actually, I should have just kept what I did normally, just without the water. Usually I do honey first so I can measure it out how much I'm putting in there, but we're just gonna eyeball it. That seems like a lot. Well, microwave for maybe 2 minutes since it's full. I just realized my husband has peppermint creamer. I'm gonna do like a tiny splash of that in there. Hello, it is Thursday night. I don't know how many hours this has actually been since the beginning of this video, but I'm going to show you everything I've made in this 24-hour period. I don't know if that's actually how much it is, but I was going to finish up this chicken and never did, so if I have time, maybe I can do it tomorrow. All I have to do is the comb and the eyes and then beak. So I'll probably glue on the eyes at the bare minimum, and then I can finish up the comb and the beak either tomorrow or at the market. Last night, I made 4 frog keychains. I did green and yellow. He has a little meh face. I made the mouths with white because you couldn't really see them. And I did line the eyes with white, but it looked weird. So I took it off. Today, or last night, I realized that it would have been smart to make something related to the school that I'm selling at. So I made little night hawks? I found the body of the pattern on Pinterest, but pretty much everything, the wings, beak, feet, and details are modifications from me. Where in the world did it go? I made 3 of them and I can't find the 3rd one. Well, hopefully I can find it because it took me about 30 minutes to make each one. So I'm thinking maybe $8. This is the first one I made. I'll also put a picture of their mascot. This is the second one. I think it looks like a parakeet and it's really cute, but it doesn't look like a hawk. And I don't know how I got the beak to look like this. I was trying to recreate it and I don't know how I got the beak like this. Maybe I'll figure it out. But maybe I could make a parakeet pattern because this is really cute. Okay, and I thought this one wasn't angry enough. So I made one angrier one. And he kind of just looks like a duck penguin thing. They kind of all look like those penguins that have the yellow eyebrow looking things or crest things. That's all I've made. It's not very much, but at least I have some small things and some keychains, which was what I wanted to make. I also decided not to worry about the safety eyes. I have 3 pairs. I don't know if anyone's gonna buy them, but at least I have some made. And I'm not going to stress about making any more. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more crafty content from me. I have 2 more markets scheduled for this year. Well, 3, including the one for tomorrow. Next week, I'm going to start prepping Christmas stuff. Christmas/winter, so snowmen, mostly. I don't know what else I will do, but I'm excited for that. So stay tuned if you're interested in that, and stay creative.